to teach recall. I'll show you with Tucker. Tucker, come. Good. As I say his name, I give a lead pop at the same time. And then you increase the distance. And then once you've done that, then what you need to do is move. So in the beginning, you do it like this, where there's nothing around you. Once they're good with that and are coming back to you, and you can do it just on your normal length lead, because if they won't come back to you on a 5 or 6 foot lead, they're not going to come back to you if they're 50 or 60 foot away. So you can do it on your normal lead to start with. And then if they're good at that, then you increase the distance. So you'll go from a 6 foot lead to a 10 foot lead, for instance, 10 to 20. I wouldn't really bother too much, or maybe even a 30 foot lead. I wouldn't go much more than 30 foot because the leads then become too long. I know people have bought 100 foot leads and all this sort, and it's great until it's not. So until the dog's ran around you 3 million times and tied you up and you go crashing down to earth, then it's not so good. Also, what people do, the dog goes away from them, say they're on a 100 foot lead, 50 foot lead, and they call them back when they're only 15 foot away, but they've not stood on the line or picked the line up to apply that little bit of pressure. So then there's no consequence to your dog. So if there's no consequence to your dog and you're not going to pick up that line and give that little tap on the lead, then you're not going to get anywhere because your dog isn't learning anything. You may as well just keep them off. Come here. You may as well just keep them off lead and hope for the best, because effectively that's all you would be doing. Move. So you need to make sure you've got hold of the line and give that little pop. So what is a pop? A pop is a little bit of wrist pressure or a little pull on the lead, a tug, a yank, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're comfortable with calling it, that's what it is. So there has to be a consequence. Here. And then you can get this kind of reaction. I'm not giving treats or anything. He's coming back because he might get his toy, he might get a treat, or he might get nothing, but it's worth him coming back each and every time. This one does it. This one's a lot. They're both better dogs when they're separate, free. And they're not bad when they're together, but they're different again when they're separate. But if you don't give that pop, if you don't give that correction, if you don't give that pull on the lead, your dog doesn't know that it has to do something. So then it's not learning. So if you do it at 50 foot and then at 15 foot you call your dog back and there's no pull on the lead, he's not going to come back, is he? But presuming you've done all that, so you've give the dog the lead, you've done your lead corrections right, then what you're going to do, and you've tried it like this with nothing around, then what you're going to do is go to an area where there's distractions, but not distractions like where my dogs are. That's too close, that's, you're going to fail. Tucker's about to do zoomies. You're going to fail if you do them at that distance with a dog or an animal, whatever, so close. So you could do it like you can see the ponies up on the top there, and I know they're just over this hill because we just walked past them. So you do it with them in the near distance, so they're not a million miles away. Because if they're just a little, even those ponies there, if your dog's focusing on them up there, it's nowhere near ready to come off lead. It's not even ready for a 50 foot lead if it's going mad at something that distance. So you start with no distractions, build up your recall that way, and then you do it with a few little distractions. So, for instance, something where further away, that he's not going to go further away. So anyway, something further away than where my dogs were. And then if he reliably comes back to you without you having to give that little pop on the lead, I thought I was going to go flying then is the time you can then try dropping the line. Now, when you drop your long line, you don't drop it when your dog's all the way over there and your line's, 10 foot away from you jumping on it or grabbing it. It's easier to jump on it, by the way. If you try and grab it as you bend down, you're just going to keep missing it. It's easier, jump your foot on it. And another tip I'll give you is put some knots in the lead. Regardless of what type of line it is, put some knots in, so when you put your foot on it, the knots jam under your foot and it doesn't just slide under your foot. So once you've mastered them coming back when there is no distractions around, no animals, no people, no nothing, Then you try with the distractions. If they do well with that, then you can try with the distractions but on a dropped lead, and making sure you keep that lead within stepping on. If the lead is out of your reach to grab or step on, then you've lost, because your dog can run at 30 miles an hour. He's a lot faster than you. You're never in a million years going to get on that lead. You have to make sure you're close enough to step on it. Once you've done that and you've learnt that, you've figured out that, yeah, I can step on that lead, he's coming back, I stepped on it but I didn't really need to because he was coming back anyway, then you can think, right, okay, I'm going to try him now a little bit further away. So you can use a longer line, or you can do it so if you were here and something was over the hill and far away, you could try having them off lead here, but then as soon as you see something, you're then going to call them to you. You don't wait until you're 50 foot within reach of whatever's coming at you. You must call them to you like this. If anything or anyone is a speck in the distance, call them back at that point. Because if you wait till they're at this hill here, or if you wait till they say where blue is, for instance, it's too close and your dog's going to fail. So there you're setting your dog up to fail because the temptation is too great. They're going to charge at the dog, you know, for whatever reason they're going to charge at the dog for. So you have to set them up to win. But if you're not holding that long line, you're not going to get anywhere with your recall.